I don't know if you noticed, but we had a new update. Also Bhashiva got released as a character pack. And when I was watching those Tigers 8.0 changes and Bhashiva herself, I was like, man, I can't wait to play as Karl Franz again. And summon. The Elector counts. Please don't forget about like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me and helps grow the channel. We have just recently passed 100 subscribers barrier. Thanks. As you can see, we are at war with those blue guys. Empire Secessionists. That's a weird beard this dude has. But our capital looks way better. From the tech tree I want the growth, of course, and then we will see. Let's deal with those secessionists. That only can auto-resolve. And that battle as well. Castle Rakesguard, as you can see, is very important. It gives 30 growth. That's interesting. We got Life Wizard. But a bit sad that he has useless trait. He's Wizard, not Warrior. That will be interesting battle for sure. We have to fight manually. I don't want to lose that Imperial foot. I see they are going after our left flank, which is bad. But I hope they will manage to hold. After all, the Karl Franz himself is there on the left flank. Like, who would ever want to retreat when the Emperor himself is next to you on the front line? It looks like that infantry is really holding on, which I'm really surprised about. You remember we are talking about Empire tier 1 infantry, which is worthless. Looks like they're all retreating now. And it only took Karl Franz to sit there for 30 seconds and our cavalry into their backs. But it looks like they didn't learn a single thing from the previous battle. We can try to weaken them with our horses. Unfortunately for them, they cannot do anything about this. Can we snipe their lord? And also maybe pull back those horses right now? They did what they had to do. Looks like the lord is no more. He didn't even manage to come close to us. But unfortunately for us, our infantry retreated, so we need those horses fast. Or actually, you know, we don't. They started to retreating by themselves, probably because of the damage and lack of the lord. And yes, our cavalry got stuck in the archers. I know how that sounds. That's why they were too late. But in the end we managed to make it. Now we have to just finish them off. And we can auto-resolve that settlement. The campaign just got started and we have already tensions between electors to solve. That's some peak Karl Franz experience. And right goes the last settlement our enemies have. We'll lose some infantry units, almost all of them, but I don't care. Actually, scratch that, I do care. We have Karzak 1I next to us. Well, that infantry could be useful now if he attacks us. And we've got unusual location. I wonder what that is. Well, of course it had to be one of the worst. We've got Skavens here, so another peak Empire experience. Actually, we've got Orcs and Beastmen next to us and Midland. Vampires and a really angry Draika to the east, and also Heinrich Kemmler, so another vampire who declared on us. In the meantime we catch the Beastmen. I want to destroy them, their army is pretty weak. I know my formation looks a bit weird, but it will work, trust me. I hope at least it will work. Well, I am not so sure about that. They are trying to encircle us. We have to use our cavalry as the additional infantry units. And our left flank is collapsing. Even though the Emperor is next to them, they are still retreating. I think we remember that. The only chance to win that battle is to make that Kazakh retreat from the battle. And hold the right flank with our horses. You, what are you doing here? Go back to the battlefield. We have the Empire to save. Fortunately for us we managed to make the Kazakh route. So I think it should be way easier now. And we managed to make it, but it was really close. They could easily win that with a bit of luck. Kazakh 1A is no more. So we have one less enemy to fight and worry about. Another problems between the electors. Great. Well, that's interesting. Elspeth von Jacken is strength rank number 1. Oh my god, look at those Skavens here. 4 full armies sieging Marienburg. They are all Skaven slaves, but still 4 full armies. That's like over 10,000 of rats. You know what? I think we have to save Marienburg from that. I cannot just sit there and watch that. The game is giving us close defeat battle result. I understand why, but I do not agree with that. Let's try to damage them a bit with our cavalry. Just like the last time with the rebels. Those are Skaven slaves, so they should take a lot of damage from our horses. Just look how easy we can run through them. But right now our main army has a bit of a problem. Too many Skavens, so we need those horses back to the main army. I hate fighting with the Skavens like that, there is always a lot of chaos. Looks like we are destroying their first army, so now only 3 more to go. Sometimes those Skavens just look like one giant organism. I mean, look at them. We managed to get some space. All those Skavens retreated, but not for long. We've got new ones to deal with. I mean, look how many units they still have. We ran out of ammunition. We are running out of infantry units. We have to put our handgunners and crossbowmen to the melee combat. Well, mostly crossbowmen. but still, that's the only way to survive. And try to use our cavalry, or most likely what's left of it, as an infantry unit. Yeah, they have really bad time. I guess we can do only one last charge of what's left of that Regiment of Renown. One proud and powerful Regiment of Renown unit now reduced to ashes, almost, by the Skaven slaves. I think we should be able to win that. I guess we have to chase that Skaven slave slingers until they lost discipline. Looks like we are winning this one. They are losing discipline because of the damage. Yeah, we won. Not even close to losing that. Even though they lost 7,000 rats and technically lost, I still feel like we are the ones who lost. Ah yes, of course. Wulfric the Wanderer. Like if we didn't have enough enemies. Oh, actually Skavens have one army here, in the middle of my land. Another vampires declared on us, cool, and they have started to plundering my lands. Those Skaven are doing the same. Wulfric is threatening Marienburg and I cannot do anything about this. It looks absolutely great for us at the moment, but those vampires did one mistake. They decided to siege Castle Reiksgard. And in order to destroy the second army or what's left of it, I have to attack them with only my lord. That is a really weird looking battle, but you know, whatever. Can we peacefully unite with the Marienburg in order to avoid destruction? Of course we can. It's a shame they are plundering Marienburg too. But at least we can destroy those vampires. It is always a good thing to have one enemy less. And we can destroy one Skaven army on top of that. We are fighting this manually. I don't think we are going to have any casualties at all. Meanwhile, the game wanted to take down 2 units of the swordsmen we have in the auto-resolve. The battle just have started and they are already retreating, yeah, that will be quick. 1 minute after, we won. Only 15 losses. Well, another faction declared on us, orcs this time. They want to siege down the Marienburg. I guess we have to defend, we don't have much chances, but we'll try. We have strong walls here, but not enough troops, so we have to defend in the settlement itself. Here we will have our last stand, either we will win or fall. On this bridge, the fate of the Marienburg will be decided. Giant Squid just attacked us without any support, so we can destroy it pretty quickly. That's 1 unit less. And here we have it, the 4 units of the orcs. I guess the rest of the army is somewhere in the town. Yeah, they're all over the place. That's a bit weird, looks like they're a bit shy to come closer. But you know, the fact that they cannot decide if they should attack or not works for us. We can just bombard them with the mortars and arrows. The problem is those units didn't hesitate to attack, and we can still defeat them. Actually scratch that we cannot defeat them, because of that elite orc unit probably. And now we are losing ground. Yeah, that's lost. But they took really heavy casualties too. I don't know what happened. We lost the previous battle, and they didn't take the town. I don't know why they are sieging this again. They won before, but okay. Maybe we can win this time. I guess they cannot really coordinate the armies, we can destroy those pump wagons pretty easily. The same goes for the 2 units of orcs that we are bombarding right now with the mortars and arrows. That unit we should be able to destroy. They don't have any lord and other units, so there is a chance. Well, indeed we did destroy them, it took like 20 seconds only. I wonder why the rest of the army didn't come to fight us. Maybe they are afraid. Looks like they are bugged or something. They can't cross the open gate for some reason. So I waited for the battle to end. Let's see if we did manage to keep the Marienburg alive. We indeed saved the city, but I'm really surprised how the hell they didn't take the Marienburg the first time they won. But the problem is Karl Franz cannot reach the Marienburg. I am really afraid they won't hold long enough, meaning only 1 turn more. So we're going to build the docklands in the Altdorf just in case the Marienburg docklands will fall. And also Altdorf Conclave, because why not? Well, I guess nobody expected the Bretonnian Inquisition, or more like Crusade or whatever. It doesn't really matter, what matters the most, we can save the Marienburg from the downfall in a single decisive field battle. Looks like the Bretonnians are taking maximum damage they can take. Meanwhile we are struggling a bit, but we are holding on somehow. This battle literally looks like a battle of the poor. Both sides have no significant forces, meaning us and Greenskins, but we managed to win. Bretonnians did carry us heavily. Oh man, here we go again. Why did the Bretonnians leave us like that? I thought they would stay, but of course we'll try. I am mostly afraid of their lords and heroes, they are the strongest from that whole army they got, but at least those 3 units won't be big of a problem. Okay, we managed to defeat those heroes, there is a chance. Maybe they will bug out like the last time. There it goes another unit, Orc Archers. Literally the worst thing they could do is to attack 1 unit at once, and they're doing exactly that. I don't know why, but it works for us. but still couple of the units are not moving, but you know, I will take that. We've got a draw again. We had only 16 losses, couple of them from friendly fire, but Marienburg survived the next turn, which means that the reinforcements have arrived, the Emperor himself saved the Marienburg from the oppression, and now we have a chance to destroy the greenskin threat for good. That looks like a good blob, great for spell for example, that's actually one of my favorite. It would be cool to move out our cavalry from the woods and help our troops, mostly on the left flank. There are still some archers to destroy, we can just target them with our mortals who are doing extremely good job in this case, which is surprising. Meanwhile the situation here looks quite stable, but the left flank needs some support, so let's give him a bonus. Looks like those greenskins are putting really heavy pressure on our infantry units, but we are holding on strong. Last thing we have to do is to destroy those dudes on our backs and then we will just win. We didn't even suffer that heavy casualties. Those are my favorite type of events. We can just gain pretty much free money if we use prestige in this case. Like here for example over 1000. That special building is super useful, we are going for the demigryphs. Those are really strong units. And for our supportive armies we are going with the Reichsguard cavalry. Also that building is cool, I want that. I might regret that later, but I want to go for that random encounter without any infantry, just to get more money. Well, I don't want to lose that special unit, so we fight manually. I want to try to win that battle only with horses and Emperor, which we have. They shouldn't be big of a challenge. For now it looks good, we have also a mage to help us, but they are attacking him with the cavalry they have, so we have to be careful. We have to be also careful about the Karl Franz HP. He's losing it a lot. Maybe I was a little bit too optimistic in that battle, but we still have a chance. The problem is we ran out of the Winds of Magic and the wizard also ran away, so our Emperor is, well, in a really bad spot. At least our army can just finish them off. The good news are we got Theodor Bruckner and some money. The bad news is we will lose Karl Franz in the next turn due to attrition. At least we can save the wizard by detaching him from the main army. We cannot re-recruit Karl Franz for the 7 turns, that's insane. But we can send aid to the Neln and then unite with them. So now all they ever had is ours. I have united with them mostly because they were losing to the Vlad von Karsteins or the vampires. I don't know what the AI did here, but we have to reset all the points that Elspeth has. Heinrich Kemmler is here. We cannot resolve that, but we will lose all of our army in the garrison and in this army, which has only 1 unit. In this case I want to defend the gate. We will be really sneaky about this. We will have some space on the left and right flank for the handgunners to shoot. This way we should be, well, winning, as long as they don't go for our gunners. And the first thing they had to do is to, of course, attack our gunners. But those are just the bats, so they are pretty easy to deal with. They had way bigger problems destroying the gate than I previously thought they would. That's why the gunners are temporarily on the wall, so they cannot cease to try to wound them. The tactic is working. Gunners and the crossbowmen are really doing massive damage to them. Look at the Kemmler's HP for example. Well, Kemmler is no more, just like the rest of his army. And those guys, I feel like they have existential crisis or something. They don't want to attack us, even though the gate is open and we are shooting at them. We've got another battle. This time we are attacking them, and we can just auto-resolve. It had to happen at some point. Gorbat, who defeated Karazakarak, is now going after Empire. He's strength rank number 1, by the way. Meanwhile, we can just capture the castle Drachenfels. That's weird. Somebody already destroyed the garrison here. We are selling the Blood Keep to the Durtu for the military access, trade agreement, and also 10,000. At least we can try and test Elspeth's new army. They've got actually a lot of units, but the battle is underground, so it works for us, mostly because they cannot flank us. As you can see, we've got those weird holes between our infantrymen. That's because I want our gunners to be able to freely shoot at the greenskins and also minimize friendly fire. By the way, I love those war wagons, they are great. The biggest problem we have right now is there is more and more greenskins, and even more from the reinforcements. But in general it looks like they're kinda washed. Our gunpowder is doing really good job against them. And also the map itself. We have to focus mostly on the reinforcements right now and then we are just good. But as you can see, they don't have that many greenskin units as before. And looks like they're all starting to retreat right now. Probably because of the damage we dealt to them. Heroic victory. That's what I wanted to see. And also look at that casualties. So right now we just have to finish them off, which shouldn't be big of a challenge. All the reinforcements are coming from the same side and we are ready for them. That battle will be a quick one, I think. Like, the damage they take is just gigantic. But we have to watch our back. The main army they got is, well, attacking us from the back. But other than that, that's just one big devastation of the orcs. They had high casualties after that battle too. But unfortunately we can reclaim Steingard in the next turn. Can somebody explain to me why the Oak of Ages is burning? Selling Castle Artua, former Kemmler settlement, for 10,000. We have finally some time to do 2 quest battles. First for the Beast Slayer. In that battle, well, Norscan just got wrecked. There is nothing to show here, other than Norscans just getting wrecked. Technically they have some advantages, like armies that are going from the right and then left. Reinforcements I mean, but there is pretty much even worse for them rather than me. But the second battle is way more interesting. We have to save Gotrek and Felix from the Slaanesh oppression and destroy those portals, which means of course destroying those mages as well. In general the battle isn't that hard, it is rather annoying sometimes. You have to keep Gotrek and Felix alive. And the mages themselves can summon a lot of units, so you have to be really careful to not lose any unit if you don't want to. And right after we defeated orcs and Slaaneshi, it is time to open another front, vampires of course. Well, those greenskins never learn. At least we gained a lot of money, prestige and experience. In destroying those greenskins of course, that's interesting. Dude has gained pretty good ability, debuff to our enemies, and another debuff to our enemies. And attribute Perfect Vigor. That's because of our unusual location we have in this Rikland province, which I of course forgot to show. Aldorf Company of Honor is in our hands. It isn't game-changing unit and we can build only one of that, I mean recruit, but it is good enough to have in our roster. Day 2937. Orcs cannot learn that they cannot retake that settlement. I think they hold really big grudge against us, but you know, who cares? Elspeth is so strong she can auto-resolve battle against Vlad von Karstein, but that one we cannot auto-resolve. That's battle for the Castle Jackenhof, that's why they have that strong garrison. But that's fine, you can just cast some spells. Like that fireball for example. They blobbed out perfectly for that. We will be okay. Look at that lord, he's following us. As well as those Vargheists. They're actually scary. That's why it would be cool to destroy him right here, right now. Because we can. And also we can cast some more spell on some more skeletons. I mean they are Sylvania crossbowmen, not skeletons, my bad. Looks like Vampire is trying to flank us. That's the one thing I does the best, flanking. But I think it didn't end up well for them. They lost almost entire HP before even reaching our infantry. And right now they are getting destroyed by, well, everyone, Elspeth also. And I know it might look a bit bad for us. Like they have a lot of infantry units and cavalry and so on, but we are fine. Technically speaking we should be able to out-resolve that easily, because that battle isn't any sort of challenge. But that's what you get when you have very hard difficulty in the campaign and battle. You have to deal with that out-resolve sometimes, and right now they are losing discipline, so the win is only a matter of time. A bit of shame they managed to attack our long-range units, but like I said, just a matter of time. Nothing less, nothing more. And now after that big battle we can finally take it. The Javelin, the crown of the vampires or whatever, is ours. Or more likely the crown itself, since it was Vampire's capital. Witch Hunter Barracks, that's interesting building we can have here. That's also cool building, but in Castle Tempelhof this time. That's interesting. Wulfric declared on us. Maybe he got scared because we steamrolled vampires so fast. And there it goes, the last bastion the vampires have and the last army. Deadwood for the undead units, that's a play on words for sure. We took Akendorf from the Gorbat Ironclaws so we can actually peace out them. I don't want to fight with him anymore. How much will he give us? 42,000. Well, that's no brainer here. And because we have so much money right now, we can build everything we want. Like literally everything. Every single slot in every single settlement and every single upgrade. And it is also time to unify with the Talabecland. So now the borders should look a little bit cleaner and better. And of course I want to build everything in the Talabecland province. I think this is where I'm going to end. We do not have any more prestige to unify with the Ostland. So we should like take a couple more battles. And also Kislev really did ruin the game for me. They took almost entire North Empire lands. Together with the, well, I forgot how her name was, but those green elf. Technically I could fight with them, but they are strength rank number 1. And we have some pacts between us, like non-aggression pact. Also, Beastmen just randomly popped up and are plundering my lands. 10,000 from the plunder alone, that's crazy. So that's how our empire looks like. Thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like and subscribe, drop a comment or two, and see you soon.